Carlos, first of all, what did you think of the atmosphere out there today?
Great. Unbelievable. That's what it should feel like, especially when we're playing meaningful games in September, late in the season, fighting for a playoff spot. That's what you signed up for, just what you dream and you prepare for. But again, we need to continue it. One more here for the regular season and expecting a big crowd tomorrow again.
Given already how loud the crowd was today, do you expect for Pete tomorrow, just knowing it could be his last home game before free agency, a pretty emotional, raucous fan base?
It's not going to be his last game here. We're planning on playing more games here this year. So,
but just the fan reaction.
No, I mean, I hope they give a standing ovation to every player. Like they're going to feed off that. But we're not ready to call it. I'm telling you, we expect to be back here this year and play more games here.
What is the difference in the at-bats that you're seeing from Francisco Alvarez as of late?
He's locked in right now. I think the move he's making, the gather with his load, on time, there's rhythm, there's conviction, and he's not missing much.
Anthony?
Just to follow up on Alvarez, it seems like he flipped the switch, almost like it happened overnight. What in his ability allowed him to make that adjustment you just talked about so quickly?
A hard-working kid. I don't think it looks like it happened like that, but he's been working really hard behind the scenes for months. And finally, he's paying off. This is a guy that when it was really hard for him, he was the first guy on the field, whether it was at home, on road trips, hitting on the field, hitting in the cages, watching film, talking to coaches. I don't think this is an overnight thing, but it's fun. And, it's special, it's gratifying, the fact that we're seeing results now in a big way, in a huge moment for us.
Will?
You've used that word rhythm about Alvarez before recently. What do you kind of mean by that? Do you mind just explaining that a little bit?
Yeah, it's just the movement on the hands, He sets up, and then when he's loading, that gather there it's got rhythm to it. And then he's on time, and it seems like everything, the approach and his mechanics are in sync. Lower half, upper half, the upper body, and he's on time. And when good hitters are doing that, you see that.
Peter?
With Nimmo's hit, it took him down to one knee. Just what was kind of your reaction on that swing and on that moment for him?
Yeah, unbelievable at bat, The situation, tie game, 7th inning, 8th inning, I don't even remember. But laying the game against one of the high leverage guys, But I think, Nimmo comes through, but you got to go back to that Marte at bat, P gets hit, and then, Nimmo. And then Alvi obviously breaking it open, but really good at bat. And I thought the at bats against Suarez from Nimmo, I think he had like a 10, 11 pitch at bat. He ended up grounding out, but that's a good sign because Suarez was tough on, especially the only lefty that we had today in the lineup, and he battled there.
Tim Healy? 1 sec.
On Alvarez's double, he went and got a pitch that was maybe on the corner, maybe off the plate. Is him getting that pitch and sending it there significant at all?
Yeah, I mean, 2 outs, putting the ball in play with runners in scoring position. I think every time you put the ball in play with runners in scoring position, you got a good chance. And we've been doing that. You have to find a way to get it done. And, again, I think tough right on right, the sweeper, and he found a way to put the ball in play, and he found grass. Not an easy at bat, but you got to give him credit.
And what did Lindor end up doing today?
He went out there, played catch, ran. I think he fielded some ground balls and took BP from both sides, left and right. Came back inside and hit a little bit more from both sides.
Just Luisangel Acuna keeps coming up big, making big defensive plays and also big hits. Are you surprised by what you're seeing from him?
I'm excited. This is a kid that we know that there's a lot of talent there. But, first pitch breaking ball against Suarez when never faced him before, and he takes him deep. And then the one thing that really impressed me today was that play in the 9th inning with Turner leading off. ball took a funny hop. And as an infielder, you're probably going to stop your feet and kind of. He just kept on going, backhanded with ease, worked through the baseball, and made that play look really easy. And we were in the dugout, the coach, and it's like, it shouldn't be that easy. That's Lindor makes that play easy, but Acuna, we know there's talent there, but that was pretty impressive with a plus runner. So that's incredible.
How do you explain just the jump that he's made from the minor leagues to here in such a short span? So quickly, he's made that adjustment.
Yeah, it happens. I don't think you can predict. You see the other way where guys are crushing it in AAA and then they come up here and they struggle. I mean, I think this is a guy that struggled a lot, the whole year in AAA and kept going, kept working. And again, I got to continue to give credit to player development and the coaching staff and a lot of the people at the AAA level that kept pushing him and guide him and just support him and prepare him to be in this type of scenario. And here he is. Delivering for us.
Joel.
Carlos, a week ago you lost, in theory, your most indispensable player. It's been a week, and I think you've only lost once since then. Why? What is it about your club?
We got good players. They're resilient. And, we got together. It was very, it came out that we got together and we needed to find a way. Nobody's going to feel sorry for us. There's a lot of teams out there that are going through it, missing players, and you got to continue to find a way. There's a lot of talent in that room. Yeah, we lost a guy that is in the MVP conversation. It's the shortstop, the leadoff guy, but hey, we got to keep going. So you got to give them credit. We haven't done anything. We still got a lot of important games here, and we just got to continue to take it one day at a time and one series at a time. So, but credit to the whole group, the coaches, and like I said, we got to keep going.
Jake.
Just hopping back to Acuna for a second, he seems completely unfazed coming up in the thick of a postseason race. What does that kind of say about his demeanor as a person?
He says a lot. And again, I don't think you can predict, how guys are going to react when you put it on in the lights. And, what a big light, in this situation here that we're in. And it seems like he's been with us the whole year. And you got to give those guys credit in that locker room. They are allowing him to feel that way, not only the players, but the coaches, and just continuing with his routine, his preparation, delivering the same messaging that he was getting at the AAA level. So there's consistency here, and that's important, and that's what's allowing him to continue to play that way.
Andrew.
What did you think of Manah today?
He was really good. I thought the fastball was really good. The way he mixes his pitches today, the changeup, the sweeper. I thought honestly, Schwarber. I think it was a fastball just off the plate, changeup from Castellano off the plate. They're good hitters, and he just continued to win right after. And he went back out, tried to steal outs there, and hell of a job by him.